Hello humans, welcome back to Michigan Farms. We have moved on to April. In the last episode we got one of our 3 fields planted with oats. We have just worked on this tractor here. You can see that we are up to 100% condition again. Wanted to get this taken care of before we started working in our other fields. So since we have moved on to April, we now will be able to put sorghum in this field here to the right. So that is what we are going to do to start the episode. We are excited to be able to get sorghum into the ground at this point. It will become our chicken food. Also looks like we've got some weeds growing here in the oat field that we just planted. So we will also need to get those sprayed out, as well as get this field fertilized. So we have quite a few things to work on at this point. You can see that sorghum, we are good to plant sorghum, also soybeans and corn. So for the time being, we're just going to start with the sorghum field, and we're going to take care of this field over here with sorghum. So we're going to go ahead and get attached here to the seeder that we used in the previous episode. We should be full. Yep. All right. So full of seed, and we've got about 53% of fertilizer left. So we are just going to jump right into it. We're going to get turned around here, and we'll actually do 2 passes of this end of the headland, because we more than likely are going to put it onto a worker so that we can start to work in that oat field, fertilizing and spraying some herbicides. So we are going to make some passes here to make it easier for our worker. This end of the field is quite tricky with the trees here, and the boundary of the map really makes it tough. So hopefully these 2 passes here will help that worker out. But it's good to be progressing here. If you missed the last episode, we did quite a bit. We also went on a bit of a spending spree and purchased 2 new vehicles. So check that out if you missed that, but excited about the progress of the farm at this point. All right, well, we are going to get down here and spin around. These trees make things very difficult, even just to see what we are doing. So we'll get pulled out here and then repositioned if I can do that, which it's not looking like I'm going to be able to. Those trees make those things very difficult. So all right, we will make this pass back here, down to the original end of the field, and then we will start to make our way down the long side of the field. But yeah, hope to get this field planted, or mostly planted, in this episode here, as well as starting to increase the yield over in that oat field. So we've got quite a bit to do today, but since we've got the 2 different tractors and our bank account is looking like it is now just under $250,000, we will be using some workers to help us progress even quicker. All right, so there is that headland done. Let's go ahead and get in position here. We will back up and get lined up, and then we will start getting this long end of the field planted here with sorghum. So here we go. Well, we are going to take off. We are going to get into a bit of a time lapse here, and I will see you once we have made some decent progress here on this field. Alright, so we have made some decent progress here on the sorghum field, but for the time being, we are going to put this onto a worker so that we can start doing some other things around the farm. So, there we go. We've got our worker continuing to plant the field here. Alright. Actually going to jump into the menu and make sure that they aren't buying. There we go. Let's turn those off so we're not wasting money. Let's go ahead and jump into the New Holland here. And we are going to get connected to the fertilizer spreader, which I believe is in the shed right here behind us, but we'll go all the way around. All right. Is it in here? Yes, it is. Okay. So let's go ahead and get connected up to that. It looks like we got a little bit left in there. Oh, nope, that's actually lime. So let's go ahead and get that lime unloaded. Maybe not. It's probably saying we don't have enough space in here. So we'll get it unloaded out here. And then we will go ahead and back up here to this fertilizer and get refill. Oh, we had 9 liters in there. Great. All right. So what we will then do is make our way up to the store to buy some fertilizer. Unless there is a fertilizer sell point on this map. So let's jump into the map. Go in here. We want fertilizer, solid fertilizer. Nope, only buying. All right, so let's drop this off here. And let's go get connected to that sprayer and see what we have in the sprayer. Do we have fertilizer or do we have herbicide in the sprayer? It would help if I got lined up there. There we go. And we've got nothing in there as well. Alright, well, since we used the spreader in a recent episode, we are going to get all the way up to the store. We still have the weight on the front. We do. Okay. We're going to get up to the store and buy ourselves some liquid herbicide and get the weeds sprayed out of that field. So we will see you up at the store. Okay, we have made our way to the store. You can see there's our semi-truck that we purchased in a previous episode, which is going to come in very handy later on when we're harvesting. But for the time being, we want to get filled up with herbicide. Alright, there we go. 1,200 liters. We are going to make our way back to the farm, and then we will start spraying out our oat field. This is going to be nice to get that yield boosted in that field, get all of those weeds sprayed out, and then we will want to sort out the fertilization as well, since we will want to get the second application of fertilizer on that field. Don't know if we're going to get that accomplished in today's episode, but we are definitely going to get the weeds sprayed out. So we will see you back at the farm when we are ready to start spraying out the weeds. Okay, so we are getting back to our farm here. You can see our oat field up there on the left. We are going to let this car get past here. Then we will get over to the field. We'll get this unfolded. And it always surprises me how large this working width is. So we will get positioned correctly. It still has one more, doesn't it? Yep, that's the one that always gets me. Alright, so let's go ahead. Seems like we're in a decent position here. We want to get this switched on. And there we go. We are spraying out the weeds in our oat field. So this is going to hopefully not take too long with the amazing working width that we have here on this sprayer. Definitely worth the investment. We do have more herbicide up at the store. If we don't have enough here in the tank of the sprayer, I think it's going to be close. We are going through it at a decent rate, not too fast, but this field is a very large field. So we will jump into a time lapse, and I will see you once we have finished spraying the weeds out of this oat field. Okay, welcome back in. We are not quite done with the field here, but you can see we've only got 4% left in our tank here, so we should be able to finish up this pass, which we are, so that's great. We're going to get that switched off, and what I'm actually going to do is probably send this back up to the store. What we're gonna do is go ahead and head back up to the store, get this filled back up. I will see you once we are right back here at the field, and we will get this rest of the field here sprayed out, and then we will move on to our next task of the day. Okay, we are back with a full tank of herbicide here. We're going to get back into the field and get this finished up. Checked on our cows on the drive back down here. They are doing fine. They could take some hay and some food if we really wanted to, but they should be good for at least another month. Also checked in on our worker that is planting our field over there, and they have both seed and fertilizer left. So we are good to go. Everything is going exactly as planned for today. So we are going to get back into getting this field sprayed out. Should only be a few more passes. Should be a rather quick process. And then we will see what we want to move on to. So I will see you when we are done with this field completely sprayed out. All right, we are on our last pass here, finishing up spraying out the weeds here in our oat field. You can see up ahead in the distance that our worker is still planting our field, putting some sorghum in up there. Actually a bit surprised that they have not run out of seed at this point. But I'm glad they haven't. Whoop. Needed to get it switched to be a little bit wider, as it looks like it gets wider down here at the end of the pass. But yeah, I'm surprised that we haven't ran out of seed in that seeder up there that our worker is using. I assume that they have run out of fertilizer. I'm not sure if they would stop if they ran out of fertilizer or just if they ran out of seed. But once we get this field completely sprayed out, we're going to get everything put back into one of our sheds over there, one of our barns, and then we will take over and finish what is left of planting that field. All right, that is this field officially sprayed out of weeds. I really enjoy spraying out weeds in this game. It is so satisfying. Also putting down lime or putting down fertilizer when you can actually see it applying to the ground. Just love how you can kind of see where you've been, where you've not been, but the herbicide, spraying those out and killing those weeds, that instant kill is just so gratifying. Alright, we will get up here into our barn, dodge our stuff that we have left out. We'll have to take care of that in the near future. But let's go ahead and get this dropped off here in the corner where it was before. So let's go ahead and get that dropped down, get detached. And we're going to go over and switch into... Here we go. Alright, so we actually have a little bit of both left. So we want to probably bring the telehandler over here and get filled up rather than not making it all the way. So let's get switched over into that. There we go. And we will start making our way over to the John Deere over there, and get these bags dropped off so that we can get filled back up to finish the field. So good thing we bought the seed bags when we were up at the store, as we obviously need them. Last time I was unable to actually put the seed directly into the seeder, so let's see here if we will be able to do that this time. And there we go. I don't know why it's doing that, but alright, 680 liters, that should be more than enough to finish out this field. So here we go. We will start to make our way. Got a few more passes here to finish up this field. But nice and successful day here in April. We were able to get this field completed, get this field planted, and then also get that other field sprayed out. So we are making quite progress here in the early spring months. Definitely are going to have more than enough food for our chickens with this large field of sorghum that we are putting in. So yeah, excited to be at this stage, excited to be able to bring on more animals here in the future. We will definitely be doing that here shortly, but yeah, we will probably progress on to May in our next episode. And that might give us some more possibilities of what to plant. I haven't looked at the calendar just yet, but I would assume that a few more things might pop up ready for us to plant. But if not, then we can make a decision. Do we want to plant corn again in the large field? Do we want to split that field and put multiple different types of crops in? I would love to do wheat or barley, but I think those are only winter plantings, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll have to check the calendar to see if we'd be able to put those in, because I would like to have something to where we are able to get straw after the harvest. Alright, we are finishing up our last pass here to finish planting the sorghum here in the field. You can see that we ran out of fertilizer while we were planting the field here, but that's fine. That just gives us something to sort out in a future episode. But it does look like we are going to have enough seed, which is great. So we will finish up this pass. We've got some bits over there to the left that we want to take care of. Make sure that we've got this field actually completed. And then once we've finished that, I think that is where we're going to end the episode. It would be a very productive April morning for us, getting this field completely planted, as well as getting that other field sprayed out, getting all those weeds taken care of. Alright, so we will make this little pass here. We will spin back around here and take care of this last little patch that we missed. There we go. Alright, we can get that switched off and folded up. That is this field officially planted. So like I said, that is where we are going to end the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, we will see you next time on our Michigan farm.